Good evening. Welcome to the Michael Muse Show. I'm the author of Rise and Burn. I am your overcomer coach. And tonight we have two special guests. And these guys are truly overcomers. And they truly have a story to share. And you know what? I want to get started with this first gentleman. This first gentleman, I met him a few years ago. He's a native Detroiter. He truly understands business. He truly understands people. And he understands that in order to have success, you can not only reach up yourself, but you have to help other people reach up also. So he may not be known to many, but I want to introduce to some, Mr. Jerry Flynn Dale. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing well, Mike. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. How you? So definitely, man. Let everybody know. Can I give everybody a quick synopsis of who you are?
Yes, well, my name is Jerry Flindell. I'm the first person to record hip hop in Detroit. The very first rap record that was recorded in Detroit was Felix and Jarvis, recorded by Mike Grace at Sound Suite Studio. Subsequently, I was the second person to record hip hop in Detroit, and I grew up recording music up under the tutelage of Mike Grace, who was a phenomenal recording engineer to have well over 300 or 400 gold and platinum records. Him and his business partner at the time, John Lewis. I also was the first to infuse gangster hip hop and gospel music. I infused this music on a national level with Fred Hammond and Vicki Winans, and amongst a lot of other artists in Detroit. You know, I learned to record from Arnell Carmichael, who sung co-lead singer Ray Parker Jr. in Radio. Coco Carmichael, who sung with Tina Marie. Those are my neighbors, and they taught me how to record. I just happened to be the neighbor's kid of people who was on Soul Train American Bandstand and What to Like, and I'm, like their little nephew, and they took me up under their wing, amongst other people that took me up under their wing, Alex Thomas and friends and associates, Ron Hinyard, Tony Womack, Percy Warmack, who was a firefighter. These guys all lived in my neighborhood. And Harry Bowens, who lived in my neighborhood, who was on the song Woodwork, Squeaking Out, Come the Freaks, and I Walk the Dinosaur. He was one of the lead singers of Was Not Was. He was a neighbor of mine. And these guys took me up under their wing as being very young, like teenagers. Like one of the greatest singers that most people don't know is a guy named Sturge Moreland. Took me up under his wing, lived on the same block. Fred Hammond lived around the block. So that's why it takes a village of people to put you in a position where you can thrive. It's like Detroit has great people, but you have to reach out to a lot of these people to, have them help you.
Absolutely, Jerry. You definitely hit on some good points right there, Jerry. When it comes to success, Jerry, I believe the one thing people kind of get mixed up. We constantly hear the image and we hear the story of being the self-made person, the self-made millionaire, the self-made billionaire, the self-made whatever industry they're in. And you know what, Jerry, you really, just what you said, really broke a point down, because when it comes to achieving and a person perfecting their craft, it takes the support team. It takes the people around them. And like you said, for you, it truly happened because it was the people around you who embraced you. And the fact they embraced you, they planted seeds in you, Jerry. And the fact they planted those seeds in you, it truly goes back to my book, man, on how important it is to burn those negative roots and plant those positive seeds so we can grow and rise. So definitely. Right. So real quick, Jerry, the title is today is The Fire from the Pen. And for you, Jerry, when it comes to your background, Jerry, you definitely have a story to tell, and if you could just start to share a little bit about just your early years, I definitely I want everyone to know, if you really want to know what an overcomer is, because I am the overcomer coach. This gentleman here truly has a story. If I was you, everyone, you need to get a pen and a paper, because the things this gentleman is going to share about his life and his experience is definitely going to take you on a trip and adventure of empowerment. So go ahead, Jerry.
Well, I start off, like any other particular baby. I was thrown out of a 4-story window by my biological mother, not my mother that raised me, Celia Dale. My biological mother threw me out of a 4-story window as a baby. I survived. Matter of fact, right here is where my biological mother used to burn cigarette burns out in the middle of my forehead. And with that being said, I never allowed or used a crutch of me being adopted, me being product of the foster care system, me being abused as a child. I never used that as a crutch. I only use it as leverage. And my mother, Celia Dale, she invested a lot of money in my recovery of just being a healthy, productive member of society. You know, whoever she had to turn me on to, she introduced me to some amazing people who took great stock in me. There are a lot of people in the community who need people to take some stock in them. And no matter what, you know, even me getting up every day, going to school to become an attorney, in my journey of becoming an attorney and a psychologist, every day I think about my mother. I think about my father, who passed along when I was almost 10 years old. And the investment that they made in me, there's no way in the world that I could actually see myself quitting with the investment that they made in me. I mean, it took lots of sacrifice. You know, my mother, she put a lot of stock into me. And as a matter of fact, this year, 2016, is going to be a Celia and Jerry Dale scholarship. It's going to be at Cody High School. Well, we're going to take students who come from similar backgrounds as I have. And we're going to give them a computer, virus protection, ebooks, different things of that nature, so we can give them a good running start, so we can let them know you too are loved. There's a lot of children out here come from the foster care system. Dave Thomas, foster care system. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, was an adopted child. And you know how his story turned out. I mean, everyone has an Apple product or the personal computer because of Steve Jobs. So these are things we don't really necessarily look at. There's a lot of people in the community that need support. Yes. They need support. They need someone to reach down into the foster care system that needs an overhaul. And I am in close proximity to civic leaders in this community, U.S. Congresswomen, state representatives, the mayor of Detroit, all types of civic leaders who have given me their loyal support that they're going to help out with this. I'm the co-founder and chairman of the McKinney Foundation. We give away thousands of tickets a year to children from the city, inner cities of Detroit, to go out to the Palace to go see the Pistons. I talk to a lot of players, such as Greg Kelser, who Piston analyst and spokesman and announcer. Greg Kelser told me personally that he would help out with this project. So I have a lot of support. It's just in the process of being
absolutely
of the ball rolling. I have 14. T.L. McKinney and I, we have 14 testimonial resolutions from civic leaders within 5 years for the work that we have done in the city of Detroit, which we have exposed to preschool to prison pipeline.
Well, you know what, Jerry? Let's take it back some, because you got an amazing story. You jump kind of far out there, but kind of share the transition between, like you say, you were a baby when that incident happened, and you said Miss Sylvia Dell took you in.
Sylvia Dale, yes. I was a foster child person. I was adopted by the Dale family.
Okay, and so at what age were you adopted, and how long were you with the Dale family?
I've been with the Dale family since I was 1.5 years old, and I was adopted at 8.
Okay, so
8 years old.
So you became part of the family at 4, and they adopted you when you turned 8, right?
1.5.
Is it 1.5?
1.5.
1.5 years old. Okay. And so, what did you learn? So how did it feel? Number one, that you were not with your biological family, and you found out what happened to you, what got you to that point. How did that affect your school life, and how did that affect your self-esteem? What were some of the things that you were able to use or rely on to get the strength to overcome?
Well, I'm really not a person to have low self-esteem. You know, my family didn't produce low self-esteem. They didn't support low self-esteem. My uncle is a mathematician at the University of Alabama. He's the vice president of the mathematics department, Dr. Lewis Dale. So I don't have anyone that was around me that had low self-esteem that I would model low self-esteem. However, I do understand why people that are in the foster care system, because I have been part of the foster care system and clearly remember being part of the foster care system.
Exactly.
See, my mother never told me that I couldn't become a senator when I told her I wanted to become a senator, or I wanted to become an attorney, or I wanted to be a rat recording engineer, which at the time there was no such thing as a rat recording engineer, let alone a rat recording studio in the United States of America. So not coming from that background of my mother telling me that I had any limitations, I simply didn't know I had limitations. Some people know they have limitations. I know I didn't have limitations. However, being part of the foster care system, I do recall where they told me that I shouldn't think so highly, because I would always speak in an adoring way about Ernell Carmichael, that I would tell them, go look at him. He's on American Bandstand this weekend. They looked at me and thought, this guy must be delusional.
Jerry, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your screen had froze for a quick second. And even
Okay.
Calvin just said, he said, Jerry, my dad produced Oh Happy Day. He's a son of Reverend Columbus. Are you familiar with Reverend Clan?
Yes. Yes.
Jerry.
Yeah, I produced it. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm familiar with him.
Are you familiar with Calvin Man's son?
Oh, did not know that. I mean, it's a very small world. I'm happy that I was able to
It says Mitchell
help him out in doing a session.
It said Mitchell Jones is his cousin.
Oh, I know Mitch Jones. I recorded with Mitch Jones, and they let me in the studio when they was recording with Commission.
Oh, man.
I do record it.
Hey, see, you can see it's a small world.
It's a very small world. I remember learning a lot from Mitch Jones. Trust me, I called Mitch Jones plenty of times on the phone, talked to Mitch Jones hours and hours. Fred Hammond over and over again asked these guys a billion questions. And they, basically was there to answer the questions for me.
Exactly. And Calvin just put in comment box, Curtis Mann is his brother.
Well, it's like a family affair here.
That's right, Calvin. It's a family affair, Calvin. And that's one thing about Detroit, man. Music runs deep in our blood here. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know how to sing, or you know how to sing, guess what? You either had somebody who could sing, or you had one of the neighbors who could sing. So it was
That's right.
Great entertainment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Calvin's asking, are you still music?
I'm back to doing music. In between school, I help people build a lot of studios. So with that being said, it's a lot of people who want me to help them, ask me to help them build their studios, and I go around parts of the country helping people build studios, let alone the city of Detroit.
So, Jay, real quick, when it comes to music, man, talk about how did you become a love? I know you mentioned these great names of people who you work with, and give us a little background when it comes to your love for music and how it shaped what you do, what you were doing back then when you are definitely one of the pioneers in Detroit. So, kind of share how your experience on that, and because definitely, I'm sure someone out here who's listening, and definitely who will be listening soon, who's definitely want to know how to take the knowledge and just the love of music and even put it into a field, into an industry like engineering. So kind of give us background on that for us.
Well, I think that if you want to be in the music business, the best thing to do is have a mentor or mentors who know about the music business. And from my perspective, I was just blessed with the privilege of having Arnell Carmichael and Coco Carmichael and Darren Carmichael be neighbors and become my first mentors. I mean, these guys, as of now, Arnell Carmichael have a star, with him being with Ray Parker on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So Detroit has so many people that you can go to learn music and learn the history of music, not just music and go to Guitar Center, spend $99 and decide, hey, I want to be this great recording engineer for $99. You have to be a student
exactly
of the music business and read about the music business.
So
even if you have to go to church and become, an apprentice.
So how did that path start for you, Jerry? When you were, like I said, you were introduced to different people in your neighborhood. So what stirred that interest to get into the studio? Because
Well, what happened was, to see Arnell on TV, to buy Arnell's record, see his name on that record. I saw his gold record. I used to walk, when he was in California, he was in Hollywood, I used to walk to his mom's house, who happened to live down the street from Sound Suite Recording Studio, where I cut my teeth at. I used to sit on people's sessions like RJ's latest arrival used to let me sit on his session. Mike Powell, that produced Anita Baker. Mike Grace, John Lewis, let me in the studio with them. Dave McMurray, the great Dave McMurray, I was assigned to him when I first went into Sound Suite Studio. People like Sturge Moreland let me use their drum machine just as, a kid. So I guess I was in a particular unique situation where I was aggressive. They liked me. And, a lot of things fell my way, given the fact, not only that, my mother, she was a great sponsor. I used to go up to the Detroit Drum School with Charlie Bannister and Greg Poe.
Oh, man.
And they took me up under their wing. And any instrument in the Detroit Drum School, Mr. Bannister let me pick up any instrument in that drum school. Any. If I decided I wanted to play horn, I could have played horn. If I decided I wanted to play drums, he'd let me play drums. Any instrument, because I had that working relationship. And this all happened as a teenager because I was so aggressive. It's like I went from Detroit Drum School, walked up to Wonderland Music. This is before I had a car. Walked to Sound Suite, walked to musicians in the neighborhood. Greg C. Brown lived a couple blocks from me. Carl Mitchell of Future Funk Records. This was all an intertwine of musicians that I just stayed myself around musicians who were so great. These guys were very good. One of the best bass players, Joseph Futuristic 4, Jeffrey Valentine out of Grand Rapids. These guys were very phenomenal. And because I was able to be in the studio with them, also one of the key persons I was in the studio with was Prince bass player Brown Mark. And he let me in the studio, let me on his sessions. And that was it. So that was one of those, that was one of the beautiful things. It was a unique situation that I don't know if it would happen again at this time. Okay, right about now, we're going to try to take some calls from some people. Mike, are you still with us? Well, Emily says my son does gangster hip hop. Well, I don't know what type of, he needs a manager, someone will push him, take calls, this gospel. Well, I don't know what exactly. Calvin, are you there? Okay, Calvin, hold on. We're trying to see if Mike is going to come back on. We lost the connection with him. Yes, Mike. How do I take calls?
Mr. Dale, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Mike, I've been made de facto co-host on the show.
Yeah, I did that just in case I got kicked out. Everything just went blank for a second.
Okay, no problem. You're logging back in?
Yeah, I'm in. So
okay.
I see you in, but I don't see your face. I can't hear you.
Okay, I see it says poor internet signal, but that's okay. Audio only.
Yeah, so what you need to do is click back out, refresh your screen, and click back in.
I already did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. I can see myself.
Okay. But we can't hear you, so.
Okay. So
refresh your screen.
Okay.
Click back out, refresh your screen, and come back in.
Okay. Okay. Back in, Mike. Can you see me and hear me?
Mr. Jerry Dale.
Yes, sir. Are you back online, Mike?
I'm back online. I just can't see you.
Okay. I'm right here.
Yeah, I can't see you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I see the thing blinking. Gone, inbox me later. That's what Calvin said. I just seen that on there. Um, okay.
Jerry there.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you. It says pause. It says pause recording on the side.
Yeah, I see you in the C.
Okay.
What browser did you use?
Firefox.
Switch over to click out and jump on use Chrome, okay?
Okay, that's what you're using?
Yeah, Chrome is the best browser for this format.
Okay. Let me
So click on out and switch over to the Chrome browser and come back on in.
okay. Do I have Chrome on this bad boy?